What's up guys, Charles from TreeTanksDev. In today's video we're gonna do another setup, and probably I found a hack on how to actually balance really heavy cameras with extremely big lenses such as this. I borrowed this camera, so basically in the last few days I've been searching around, I've been checking around with my friends so that I can borrow any cameras from them to do as many camera setup tutorials for you guys, for you YouTubers as possible, because I've gotten so many questions regarding different setups that I am trying my best to get as many cameras as possible with different lenses and stuff so that I can actually show you whether or not these setups work. So I managed to get a 9-year-old camera, a Canon 550D. Not many of you, or practically no one, will be using this camera right now because it's so old, a Canon DSLR, APS-C DSLR. But the reason why I borrowed this is because of the weight similarities to other Canon cameras which weigh around the same as this Canon 550D. This weighs in at 530 grams. Other Canon cameras, for you Canon users out there with the similar weight, is the Canon EOS 750D, which weighs in at about 555 grams body only, which is quite close to 530 grams. The Canon EOS Rebel T7i or the Canon 800D, which weighs in at 532 grams, and the Canon EOS 77D, which weighs in at 540 grams. So we got 3 different cameras which have gotten questions on my YouTube videos. So these are the more popular cameras, Canon DSLRs out there, who people are still using. I don't think anyone is using a 550D, but similar weight category. And previous video, I actually did a video on the Canon 200D, which is really popular, and we did a failed setup when I actually mounted it on the Sigma 17 to 50 millimeters f2.8 lens. So we didn't manage to get it balanced because the Canon 200D's body, as you can see, is really light. It's only about 430 grams, whereas this Sigma lens is extremely heavy, weighing in at about 565 grams. So that's 130 grams heavier than the Canon 200D's body. So I've just tried this lens out, which is, like I said, the Sigma weighs in at 565 grams, and this Canon 550 body weighs in at 530 grams. I just tried the normal setup, the camera riser and the quick adjustment plate, and it didn't work. So just letting you know, the normal setup, same as the Canon 200D with this lens, even though right now the 550D's weight is much closer, only 30 grams difference from this Sigma 17 to 50 lens, it still did not balance on a normal setup, meaning with the camera riser, because it is a pretty large lens, so we need to use the camera riser and the quick adjustment plate. So I didn't manage. I tried like for at least 45 minutes trying to balance it every way possible. I've even mounted the iPhone on the hot shoe mount with this phone, with this phone holder, and the iPhone mounted to make it back heavy to try to balance it off, and that didn't work either. But right now, check it out. Okay. I managed to do it. Check it out. So the only thing left is whether or not this will work when I power it on. Okay, you can see pretty much I got it to balance on all 3 axes. The most important part, whether or not this will work. Like I said, I tried it out on a normal setup with the camera riser and the quick adjustment plate as per normal. Even tried it out on the Canon EOS 200D, and that didn't work either. So I just tried something out, and let's check it out. Looking good. No straining on the motor. Managed to clear it very slightly. Can you see that? Nearly touching, but just missed. No straining on the motors again. Let's try mode Let's try mode 2. Oh yes. Let's try a different angle. It works. So last of all, very nice. No issues there, no strain on the motors. Last of all, barrel roll. Wow, okay. Flipping it forward. Alright. We managed to get it to work. That's sick. After doing so many tutorials on heavy setups, some of it worked, some of it didn't work, but this definitely works with no issues. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I did that, so let's get straight to the video. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I did it, and then we're gonna try it on 200D. Previously it failed, but if this method works on the 200D, this would be a fantastic breakthrough. So it's actually relatively simple. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. I've been doing so many different setups, like I mentioned, and I didn't think about it before. I'm gonna start from the beginning. Okay, first of all, get your camera ready. If you want to put in a lens hood, put it on. If you want to try to put on a shotgun mic, which would definitely not clear the roll axis, you can try it out as well. If not, just leave it as bare as possible. If you want to put in an ND filter, go ahead. So first of all, get your camera riser screwed in for these kind of large setups. Screw in the camera riser, make sure that it's tight and it is flushed. Second of all, this is the part that made the key difference. You can see normally there are 2 holes on the camera riser. So all the time we've been using the quick adjustment plate with 2 screws attached to the camera riser. So in all my other tutorials as well, we got the quick adjustment plate screwed in both holes into the camera riser. But for large setups, what I just found out, you only need 1 screw. Get rid of the other screw. Although you're using the camera riser, use only 1 screw. Same thing, follow the direction. It says lens here, follow the direction of the lens. And screw this 1 screw into, if let's say your lens is pointing downwards, screw it into the bottom hole. Not the top hole, the bottom hole. You can see that. So the lens is pointing downwards over here. Follow the direction of the lens. You have 2 holes in the camera riser. Take that screw and screw it in to the bottom hole. Once you screwed it in halfway, push it all the way to heavy. So it should look like that. This plate is now able to extend further down the lens. Previously, if you're using 2 screws, this is the max that it will go. But now with just only 1 screw, this is the max it will go. If you're using 2 screws, like that, up to this much. Yeah, about this much. But now with only 1 screw, we can push it all the way to the front. There's more free play, and then you tighten it. Get your screwdriver or your coin and screw it in really tight. Make sure that it's flushed as well. That's good. You will need your lens support. Put that on as well. There's 2 sides. The biggest side, that's where the screw will go in. Put it underneath the lens, the bigger side facing towards you. Use your thumb and your index finger, your middle finger, if you can reach it, to hold it in place. Make sure that it's flushed, and then screw it in, and voila, there you have it. Now you can balance it. I'm not kidding you, that's how easy it is. voila, done. So that's all, guys. Right now we're gonna try the Canon 200D. If it works, we're gonna celebrate. Okay, so I'm rushing this video because it is 3 a.m. in Singapore right now, but I'm so excited that I decided to stay up and complete this video. I have the Canon 200D. You can see the words there, 200D, and I've got the Sigma 17 to 50mm f2.8 lens. Previous video we did this and it failed terribly because it was too front heavy, but we just tried out the same method. Camera riser, one screw to the bottom. We're gonna test it out right now. We did it on the 550D, which on a normal setup it didn't balance, but with this method it did balance. So now right now we're gonna do it on a 200D, and I pray it works for all you users out there, like the A7 III, the A7S2 and stuff, all the heavy cameras, Canon EOS RP, Canon EOS R with big lenses. This body is 435 grams. This lens is 565. That easy. Just a little bit of issue clearing the roll axis because of the rubber, the lens, the viewfinder, rubber viewfinder cover. Just a slight issue, but it can balance. I'm just gonna make note of the marking on the side here. It is slightly about 2.2 on the marking. 0, 1, about 2.2. 2 is actually slightly off. 2.1. Okay, so just slightly touches it. You can actually remove this if you really want to do the clearance. It's just slightly touching. This can be removed if you want to. I'm not gonna do it, although I don't really use this, but you can see that it works. If you remove this, this should clear. I think that the motors will be strong enough to, although I'm not balancing it like that, I think that the motors will be able to balance it. Just a slight off the marking. So we're gonna power it on. Oh, and it works. Sorry, I'm perspiring like crazy. Yep, that doesn't clear. So you can, if it doesn't clear for you, you might want to remove that since you're using the LCD. If you're not going to use the viewfinder. Mode 2. Yep, it doesn't really clear. You can see that. Different angle. If you're not going to use this mode, then it's fine, but if you're doing walking shots, it's always better to do it this direction. But you can't do it right now because it is touching, and you can't do the barrel roll because it is touching as well. So let's go to the barrel roll. Mode 3, yep, it doesn't work. So, but at least we managed to get this setup working, and we know that if you really want to get your camera working, you can either adjust it slightly so that it clears, not too much, or just remove this rubber cover for your viewfinder. So yep, it works, guys. It is a win. Finally managed to solve having an extremely heavy lens against an extremely light body, or just a complete heavy setup like the Canon 550D with that with this Sigma lens, which is weighing in about 1.3 kgs. Basically not really just the weight of the lens, but the size of the lens as well. This is really big size lens like the A7 III lenses, the Tamrons, the Sonys, basically the full frame cameras with the extremely large lenses are the ones suffering. So this is a win, guys. Hope you like this video. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the alerts button. I will be coming up with new setups pretty soon after I try to borrow some cameras from my friends. So thanks guys for watching, and peace.